Hello and welcome to Module 3. In this module, we will explore Hamilton Wentworth Catholic Child Care Center's Pedagogical Principles. Our hope is that through this module, you'll become acquainted with our pedagogical principles. You will also have an opportunity to meet some of our pedagogical leads, see examples of our pedagogical principles in action, and engage in reflective practice. So let's start with revisiting our why. Early years and childcare programs in Ontario are governed by the Ministry of Education. The Ministry of Education's document, How Does Learning Happen, is the framework that guides our policies, procedures, and daily practices. It is also a large influence on our pedagogical principles. Ontario's pedagogy holds a strong vision for the early years sector and is guided by the values of belonging, well-being, engagement, and expression. These values frame our own pedagogical principles. So now let's introduce you to our pedagogical principles. Collaborative partnerships with families, rich learning environments, emergent curriculum, documenting children's learning, lifelong learning, and fostering health and well-being. Now let's blast off and explore these and more. Our first pedagogical principle is collaborative partnerships with families. Families are their children's first and best teacher. We believe genuine partnerships with families are essential to each child's learning and development. These partnerships help to build a sense of trust and security. We value and respect the uniqueness of our families and invite them to be an active participant in the life of the school community.
Hello, my name is Jeff and I am a school-age pedagogical lead with Hamilton Wentworth Catholic Child Care Centers. Collaborative partnerships with families is a value we strongly believe in. As parents are our child's first and best teacher, it is important as educators within our organization to foster and build these relationships. Monthly newsletters are a great way to share information with families about what's happening in programs. Educators share important days and information with families so that they know what's upcoming in our programs. We can also use this as a tool to share documentation with families. Parent boards are another great way to share important information with families. At Regina Monday, educators have chosen to incorporate families into their programs through a map that shows where children's families have come from. This relationship has evolved and the children have incorporated it into their identity panels. They have also talked about favorite dishes at home and even sent home a cookbook made by the children to share in the learning and experiences that are happening in our environments. These are just a few examples of how we can build strong, trusting, and secure relationships with families to support the children in our programs. What are some examples you can think of to build and strengthen the relationships with families?
Our next pedagogical principle is rich learning environments. Children are born researchers with a natural desire to learn and explore about the world around them. As capable and competent human beings, we believe children deserve rich learning environments that challenge them, invite them to explore, create, construct, and collaborate with others or independently. Our indoor and outdoor classrooms offer children open-ended materials, art experiences, books, dramatic play materials, sensory experiences, and more. These experiences allow for children's natural explorations of literacy, numeracy, scientific discovery, and imaginative play.
Hi, my name is Caitlin, and I'm a pedagogical lead for Hamilton Wentworth Catholic Child Care Centers. At our organization, we believe children deserve rich learning environments that invite them to explore, create, construct, and collaborate with others or independently. One of the ways we do this is by making sure open-ended materials are visible in each classroom. Open-ended materials are things like loose parts, recycled items, blocks, or other materials to build with. By offering these materials to children, we are giving them opportunities to manipulate, transport, or combine these materials in any way they choose. How would you create a rich learning environment that supports the 4 foundations of learning?
Our third pedagogical principle is emergent curriculum. We believe that children's natural curiosity is nurtured when they have opportunities to explore their own ideas, interests, and passions. Educators observe children as they play, paying close attention to recurring interests, children's understandings, and underlying questions. Our observations guide our curriculum planning as we create opportunities for children to deepen their thinking, represent their understandings, and encounter new perspectives.
Hi, my name is Rose Butera, and I'm the pedagogical lead at St. Gabriel's Early Learning Care Center. I'm going to talk to you today about emergent curriculum, which is one of our pedagogical principles. We as an organization believe that children's natural curiosity should be nurtured through play, exploration, observation, and reflection. Because of this play and exploration and reflection, the educators were able to create a pizzeria for the children to explore. The educators noticed the children were drawn to the community carpet, which is a simple road carpet that had a church, the school, a pizza delivery truck, and they realized that they were all discussing what pizzas they love and who comes to their door to deliver a pizza, and that is why a pizzeria was born in our preschool room. The educators noticed that the children were interested in communities and the relationship within them. So to focus their thinking, they decided to do an inquiry or research-based question, which is, how do you see children creating relationships and contributing within their communities? Now I ask you a question to help focus your thoughts. How does the inquiry-based research question focus your thoughts, observations, and reflections to help children learn about the world around them? Thank you.
Our fourth pedagogical principle is documenting children's learning. Educators collect evidence of children's thinking by taking photos, audio recordings, videos, and by taking notes about children's conversations and their play. Documentation helps children revisit and reflect on their play and thinking. It also helps make the daily life of the classroom visible to children and to their families.
Hi, my name is Charlene Fleming. I'm a pedagogical lead at Hamilton Wentworth Catholic Child Care Center. Today I'm speaking about documenting children's learning. What is documentation? Documentation is a way to capture children's thinking. There's many ways of doing this: taking photos, videos, capturing children's dialogue, and in observations. This allows us to be co-learners alongside children and reflect back on these documentations with our families, our children, and ourselves as educators.
Our next pedagogical principle is lifelong learning. We believe children deserve educators who are dedicated to lifelong learning. We hold a strong commitment to professional learning that allows us to reflect on our own practices and engages us in understanding the latest research and best practices that emerge in our field. We grow a culture of reflective practice through opportunities to engage in collaborative learning. Our ongoing reflection of our work allows us to provide an intentional curriculum that is responsive to our children, families, and the community.
Hi, my name is Lisa Medeiros, and I'm a pedagogical lead with Hamilton Wentworth Catholic Child Care Centers. Lifelong learning is a value that we live and breathe every day throughout our organization. Educators are provided with multiple ways to explore professional learning through our organization as well as community partners. At St. Matthew, we have embedded professional learning throughout all of our team meetings. Like in this photo, all of our team meetings have photo studies, article studies, book studies, and even PowerPoints focused on what they want to work on. This allows the educators to reflect as a team and focus on their professional learning. As a pedagogical lead, it is really important for me to focus on professional learning, as my role is to support and guide all educators. Our goal throughout our organization is for educators to be co-learners alongside children, and professional learning allows them to think about their own curiosities, theories, and learnings. Thank you.
Our sixth and final pedagogical principle is fostering health and well-being. The foundations of lifelong health and well-being are established in the first years of a child's life. We believe in nurturing children's emotional and physical health through opportunities to engage both mind and body in daily experiences. We treat all children with respect and dignity and celebrate the uniqueness of each child in our program. We provide nutritious and delicious foods that meet the needs of every child and family, and follow the Eating Well with Canada's Food Guide and Nutrition for Healthy Term Infants.
Hi, my name is Laura Pozag, and I'm a pedagogical lead here at the Hamilton Wentworth Catholic Child Care Centers. The foundations of lifelong health and well-being are established in the first years of a child's life. This is why fostering health and well-being is one of our pedagogical principles here at Hamilton Wentworth Catholic Child Care Centers. As an organization, we believe in nurturing children's emotional and physical health through opportunities to engage both mind and body in daily experiences. We treat all children with respect and dignity and celebrate the uniqueness of each child in our programs. We believe by placing an importance on these experiences, we are supporting the child's growing sense of self. We are able to guide them through their own self-care and self-regulation practices. Our educators also support this principle by always maintaining respectful and responsive relationships between themselves and the children. We are co-learners with our children, and we remain active participants in their play.
A great way to reflect on our pedagogical principles is to observe and see how they're being practiced in your program. You can engage in conversations with other educators about how to strengthen these principles in your program, or speak with your pedagogical lead for ideas and thoughts on how to make these principles more visible in your program. Our pedagogical principles are incredibly important to us as an organization. They define who we are and what we believe children, families, and educators deserve. This is a great quote to remember how important our pedagogical values are. Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. We hope that throughout this module you are able to further explore and understand our pedagogical principles and the value they are to us as an organization. We encourage you to continue exploring these principles with your team and with your pedagogical lead.